Whether you've just pulled a barn find or picked up that CB750 you've been eyeing, every old bike has potential. Today we're covering 10 proven ways to transform your used motorcycle into something that'll turn heads at the next rally. Let's get that iron-looking showroom fresh. Number 10, clean and condition the leather. Start with the saddle. It's where you connect with your machine. Back in 28, Irving Schott created the first leather motorcycle jacket, the Perfecto, establishing leather as essential riding gear. Use proper leather conditioner, not household products. Work it into the seat with circular motions, letting it soak overnight. Same goes for saddlebags and any leather accessories. This simple step can take years off a bike's appearance. Remember, well-maintained leather develops character, while neglected leather just looks old. The difference between a classic and a relic often comes down to how the leather's been treated. For cracked leather, consider professional restoration. Specialists can work miracles with seemingly hopeless cases. Avoid saddle soap on vintage leather as it can dry out already brittle material. The leather on your grandfather's Indian or Harley tells stories. Preserve them properly. Number 9, replace consumables and filters. The small stuff matters. Fresh spark plugs, clean air filter, new oil filter. These basics make all the difference. When Harley-Davidson devoted 50% of production to military contracts during World War I, reliability meant survival. That same principle applies to your restoration. Don't cheap out here. Use OEM or quality aftermarket parts. Check and replace brake fluid, coolant if liquid cooled, and fork oil. These fluids break down over time, affecting performance and safety. A bike might look pristine, but if it's running on 10-year-old fluids, it won't ride like new. This foundation work pays dividends down the road. For air filters, K&N makes washable options that last forever with proper maintenance. Consider upgrading to Iridium spark plugs. They last longer and provide better spark. Change gear oil in shaft drive bikes too. Document everything in a maintenance log. Future buyers appreciate detailed service history. Number 8, restore the chrome and polish the aluminum. Nothing says neglected like pitted chrome and oxidized aluminum. Start with fine steel wool, quadruple zero grade, and chrome polish for the shiny stuff. The Japanese manufacturers revolutionized chrome quality in the 60s, making bikes like the Honda CB series gleam like jewelry. For aluminum cases, use specialized aluminum polish and elbow grease. Take your time. Rushing will leave swirl marks. Those engine side covers on your old Yamaha or Kawasaki, they should mirror finish when done right. Pro tip, once polished, apply a quality wax to protect your work. This attention to detail separated show bikes from daily riders back in the day. Never use harsh abrasives on chrome. Once you scratch through that thin layer, it's gone forever. For severe pitting, re-chroming might be necessary, though it's expensive. Mothers, Simichrome, and Autosol make excellent polishes. The Sturgis Rally winners always have flawless bright work. There's a reason for that dedication. Before we move on to the next one in the list, I'd like to ask you all a small favor. If you're enjoying this content so far, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch these videos without subscribing. Imagine what we could accomplish if everyone subscribed. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. Thanks to all of you who do. Number 7, address the fuel system. Old gas turns to varnish. It's killed more classic bikes than crashes ever did. Drain the tank completely. If there's rust inside, that old-timer's trick still works. Handful of nuts and bolts, shake vigorously, then use a tank sealer kit. Clean or rebuild those carburetors. They're the heart of pre-fuel injection bikes. When the K-Hen carbs on that 69 CB754 are clean and properly jetted, the bike sings. New fuel lines are mandatory. Old ones crack and leak. Install an inline fuel filter too. A clean fuel system transforms a sputtering mess into a smooth-running machine. Modern ethanol-blended fuels are particularly harsh on vintage bikes, causing rubber deterioration and attracting moisture. Consider using ethanol-free gas when available. For long-term storage, add fuel stabilizer. Ultrasonic cleaning works wonders on carburetors. Many shops offer this service. Remember, the Mikuni and K-Hen carburetors found on Japanese bikes are precision instruments deserving respect and proper care. Number 6, rebuild or replace suspension components. Your shocks and forks directly impact both ride quality and appearance. When Triumph's Type H became the first modern motorcycle in 1915 with advanced suspension, comfort became crucial. Start with fork seals. Leaking forks are dangerous and ugly. Change the fork oil while you're at it. For rear shocks, aftermarket options often outperform tired originals. Progressive Suspension and others make excellent replacements. Set sag properly for your weight. A bike sitting level with smooth suspension action looks right and rides even better. This upgrade alone can make a 20-year-old bike feel contemporary. Fork oil weight affects damping. Heavier oils slow compression and rebound. Lighter oil speeds it up. Most vintage bikes benefit from slightly heavier oil than stock specifications. When rebuilding forks, inspect the tubes for pitting or scoring. Even minor imperfections will destroy new seals quickly. Racetech and other companies offer cartridge emulator kits that modernize damper rod forks, dramatically improving handling without altering appearance. Number 5, refresh the braking system. Safety first, but fresh brakes also inspire confidence. In 1969, Honda's CB750 introduced the first production bike disc brake, revolutionizing motorcycle safety. Start with new pads or shoes, rebuild or replace brake calipers if they're sticking. Flush old brake fluid completely, it absorbs moisture and degrades. Stainless steel brake lines not only look better but provide firmer feel than old rubber lines. For drum brakes, properly adjusted shoes and clean drums work wonders. When you squeeze that lever and feel immediate progressive response, you'll ride with authority. Good brakes turn a nervous ride into a joy. DOT4 or 5.1 brake fluid offers higher boiling points than DOT3, important for spirited riding. Never mix DOT5 silicone fluid with glycol-based fluids. They're incompatible. When rebuilding calipers, use proper brake grease on sliding pins. For drum brakes, cam the shoes to match drum radius for maximum contact. The difference between adequate and excellent braking often comes down to these details. Number 4, new tires and wheel restoration. Never ride on tires over 6 years old. Check the date code on the sidewall. This is also your chance to dramatically improve appearance and handling. Clean those wheels thoroughly. For spoked wheels, check spoke tension. Loose spokes cause wobbles. Polish aluminum wheels to a mirror finish. Consider having wheels powder coated if badly corroded. When mounting new tires, balance them properly. Modern tire compounds vastly outperform vintage rubber. Your bike will corner with confidence and stop shorter. Fresh rubber on clean wheels makes any bike look cared for and ride safer. The date code consists of 4 digits. First 2 indicate week, last 2 indicate year of manufacture. For example, 2419 means the 24th week of 2019. Classic bias ply tires suit vintage bikes aesthetically, but modern radials offer superior performance. Dunlop, Avon, and Metzler make period-correcting looking tires with modern compounds. When truing spoked wheels, work in quarter-turn increments, checking runout frequently. A properly tensioned wheel rings like a bell when tapped. Number 3, electrical system overhaul. Lucas, Prince of Darkness. British bike owners know this joke well, but every old bike suffers electrical gremlins. Start with a new battery. Clean every connection point with contact cleaner. Replace cracked or brittle wiring. LED bulbs brighten things up while reducing electrical load. Check the charging system. Many older bikes have weak alternators. A bike that starts instantly and has bright lights feels alive. When the American Motorcycle Association formed in 1924, reliable electrics separated touring bikes from garage queens. That truth hasn't changed. Solid electrics mean confidence on long rides. Use dielectric grease on connections to prevent corrosion. A multimeter becomes your best friend. Learn to check voltage, continuity, and resistance. Many vintage bikes suffer from inadequate grounds. Add supplementary ground wires from the engine to the frame. Consider electronic ignition conversions for points-based systems. They're invisible modifications that dramatically improve starting and running. Voltage regulators often fail on older bikes, causing overcharging that boils batteries and blows bulbs. Number 2, paint and body work if needed. Sometimes you need to go beyond polish. Small touch-ups can be done at home, but know your limits. That candy apple red on a 78 CB50 or the classic Kawasaki green requires skill to match properly. Prep work is everything. Sand, prime, paint, clear coat. If the tank has dents, consider professional help. Original paint in good condition often has more value than a respray, but a quality paint job transforms a tired bike completely. Remember Easy Rider in '69? Those custom paint jobs made statements. Your restored paint should make your bike proud again, whether stock or personalized. Understanding paint codes helps immensely. Honda's Candy Colors use translucent paint over metallic base coats, creating depth impossible with single-stage paints. For small chips, touch-up requires patience. Multiple thin coats blend better than one thick application. Wet sanding between coats with 600 grit paper ensures smooth results. Modern 2-stage paints offer better UV resistance than vintage formulations. If keeping original paint, use cutting compound carefully to restore shine without removing too much material. Number 1, complete engine service. Here's where rubber meets the road. Adjust valves to factory specs, critical for performance and longevity. Change oil and filter using quality products. Check and adjust cam chain tension. Clean and gap spark plugs properly. Synchronize multiple carburetors for smooth running. When Indian motorcycles started in 1901, engine reliability separated them from pretenders. The 750cc four-cylinder Honda engine, when properly serviced, runs like a Swiss watch. Listen to your engine. It should purr, not rattle. A well-tuned engine makes every ride memorable and keeps your investment sound for years. Understanding valve adjustment is crucial. Overhead cam engines require different procedures than pushrod designs. Most Japanese bikes use shim under bucket systems requiring special tools. Always adjust valves cold unless specifications state otherwise. Compression testing reveals engine health. Readings should be within 10% across cylinders. Oil analysis can predict problems before they become expensive. Use manufacturer-recommended oil weights. Modern oils exceed vintage requirements, but avoid friction modifiers that can cause wet clutch slippage. A properly maintained engine outlasts multiple restorations of everything else. And there you have it. 10 proven ways to bring your classic bike back to life. Remember, we're not just maintaining machines, we're preserving history. If this helped you out, hit that subscribe button and ring the bell. Keep the shiny side up, friends.